Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.
Hello, I'm Tony Brooks, and this is Agri Arkansas. Today we continue our look into agriculture in each of Arkansas's 6 physiographic regions. The Ouachita Mountain region covers a good part of the west central part of Arkansas and extends over into Oklahoma. They are unique in the U.S. in that they run east to west instead of north to south. That, along with other factors, makes agriculture in this area quite challenging.
The Ouachitas are unique in a couple ways. They are perhaps the oldest mountain range in North America, very ancient. Imagine looking at the Rockies today, take off the top 95%, and then what you've got is the ancient core. At one time, the Ouachitas, a couple 100 million years ago, were probably as big as the Rockies, but you give wind and weather and, you know, snow and ice hundreds of millions of years, and it can wear it away down to 100-foot ridges here and there. There are also, of all the mountain ranges in North America, I believe there's 40-some named mountain ranges. Only 2 of them run east and west, and that's the Ouachitas. They're somewhat like the Ozarks in that mountain regions are always difficult to farm. When you've got a steep slope or even a gradual slope, a good heavy rain, your organic material, your soil's being washed away constantly.
I'm originally from Illinois and discovered Arkansas as a college student. Lake Washita is nearby, and I just fell in love with the natural beauty and thought, oh my gosh, what a wonderful place to live. How could I manage to make a living in a place like that? This area is really unique geologically. It's shifted east-west, and so what you have is very old mountains. The surface rock on these mountains is like 600 million years old. And so we have rolling hills and forests with rivers and streams and lakes, artesian water flowing. It's a little bit of paradise. We realized that what had gone on here in the past with the timber and cattle were viable, and that's something that should be pursued. So I bought about 100 head of heifers and decided to have a cow-calf operation. The timber business is something that's really long range. So once you plant trees, you're talking long term. But I acquired a couple 100,000 trees through the Forestry Commission. And I thought that was one of the most important things I could do, is to reforest, stop the erosion. And then I realized there was erosion, and in Arkansas, the Soil and Conservation District offered programs for building ponds, and the ponds offer so much potential. One, they catch the water, stop the erosion in the valley going into the stream, and 2, they offer a resource for fish and for the wildlife and so on. The crystal mining thing developed, I was exploring the property lines between the Forest Service and our land, and I found some old hand digs. And then once the prospectors got down to solid rock, that's as far as they could go. And in the soil next to these trenches were sparkling crystals. And I thought, oh my gosh, came from this spot, and this is on my land. And long story short, I looked into it and I realized there was a world market, a real interest in the Arkansas quartz crystals.
I'm Paul Casey, the farm manager at Heifer Ranch. The ranch is located on the eastern edge of the Washita Mountains. We have a mix of rolling hills and then a fair amount of river bottom land that's along the Fouche-Lafave River. Heifer Ranch is owned by Heifer International, based in Little Rock, and they are a nonprofit that works in the field of sustainable community development. And then at the ranch, our objective is to educate our visitors how Heifer uses agriculture to help families lift themselves out of poverty. We grow certified organic vegetables, and we market them through food shed farms. a CSA, Community Supported Agricultural Project, that's based out of Little Rock. We have what I call two classifications of agriculture out here. One is we have what I call agricultural demonstrations, which would be we have a small cattle herd, a small sheep flock, we have a small apiary, we grow about 5 acres certified organic vegetables, we raise a few swine, we have some pasture poultry operations. And these are done in a manner in which a small-scale farmer would do in this area. Our agricultural challenges would be probably typical of this area. One is, of course, along the river bottom, is to deal with the low organic matter. And so the soil tends to saturate quickly, and it tends to dry out quickly. And that presents challenges both in our vegetable operations and in our cattle grazing. And so we try to manage in a way to always keep cover on the soil, whether it's cover crops or just dry matter during the winter time.
We are at Starfish Stable, LLC, which is in Garland County. And his mother's name is Safe and Rich, so his name is Amazingly Rich. Where I breed and raise thoroughbred horses for racing. In the Ouachitas, we have the near proximity of Oaklawn Park, and there's a lot of interest in thoroughbred horses. The Arkansas Breeders Awards program is very lucrative, gives the breeders of horses that win money awards a very high percentage of the purses that they earn. We can raise a really good horse in this county. The weather is conducive to breeding and raising good horses. I have approximately 140 acres where currently this year we will stand 6 stallions, probably breed over 150 mares, trying to produce next year's foal crop. We also raise the young horses. These are officially yearlings as of January 1st. They will start their training next fall. We call it breaking a yearling, and then they will go on to the racetrack early in their 2-year-old year. They will race at Oaklawn, hopefully, in their 3-year-old year. I think that thoroughbred breeding industry is a huge stimulus for this economy. We have a lot of hay production, we have the shavings production, we have feed vendors, we have all the help that it takes. It takes a lot of manpower, so there are a lot of jobs created. We have tractors, tractor supplies, vehicles, insurance. There is a lot of economic benefit to the breeding industry. Arkansas as a thoroughbred breeding center is not thought of in that way, but having spent 30 years in Kentucky, in the bluegrass area, which is considered the center of industrial thoroughbred breeding in the nation, Arkansas has a lot to offer.
The Washita Mountains cover about 148,000 square miles, and underneath them is the Washita Mountain Aquifer. And it's a very special aquifer. I actually started off looking at geography and what's good spring water, and figured out that mountain source spring water is going to be the best, because unless somebody builds something up on top of a mountain above me, they can't pollute the water in the aquifer. And so I'm harvesting the water off of this pristine aquifer that's very replenishable. Well, the Washita region, the terrain is so precipitous, it's difficult to even find flat land to develop a crop or even, a large facility. Now, I was fortunate enough to find the tract that we own that has a large enough area for a flat area out of the Caddo River floodplain to build a 60,000 square foot spring water bottling facility.
There's a big rock right there!
Like any mountain area, it has difficulty with getting your needs in and your product out. The soils are probably the poorest of any region in Arkansas. They're thin, not particularly good nutrients. They're very sandy. They dry out quickly. It's quite prone to droughts, unfortunately. It's getting pretty dry at that end of the state. Anyone who makes a living as a farmer in the Washita must be pretty tough and able to, develop any resource they can. Farming is probably more than likely a part-time profession there. It would be hard to be a full-time farmer.
We'll talk more about agriculture in the Ouachita Mountain physiographic region in a few minutes with Dr. Jeff Allender, Assistant Professor and Chair of the Geography Department at the University of Central Arkansas, and with Richard Wagner, owner of a very diverse operation that consists of cattle, timber, and crystal mining. But first, water. The Washita Mountains may be the tallest mountains between the Appalachians and the Rockies, but there are some interesting things happening below the ground as well.
One of the great things about being here in Arkansas, we have so many natural resources and so many things that we can share with this country. We share rice with others, we share chicken, but really one thing for us is we just love sharing our water. You know, around the country, wherever I go, I run into people, they look at our green bottle, they say, oh, that's Mountain Valley. Just sharing that resource that we have here in Arkansas is something that we just love to do. The people of this business, the people that work here, they take ownership in this and they feel blessed to be a part of what they can share with others around the country. Mountain Valley was started in 1871. A local pharmacist and his brother found this location here that we stand on today, and Mountain Valley has been filled into bottles since 1871. Mountain Valley is blessed to be right here at the edge of the Washita Mountains. Here we have the formation, the rock formations, granite rock formations that allow water to enter the aquifers and be a part of those aquifers for 3,500 years before water rises to the top surface and becomes spring water. And that's really the origin of Mountain Valley at this location.
Water comes from a spring source on our property. We're protected. We own about 1,800 acres here, and spring is located on our property. It's a protected spring. It's been in use since 1871. We're the longest running, continuous running water facility in North America. Our operation, we're located in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Our plant facility is around 120,000 square feet. We employ about 150 local people. I think it's a huge benefit to the community. As I said, we employ 150 people. Those are 150 good paying, fairly highly technical jobs that are important to the area, that support a lot of people and their families. We have employees that have their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents who have worked at Mountain Valley over the last 100 years. We have 150 employees. We also have companies all over Central Arkansas that serve us, and we buy a lot of our supplies from Central Arkansas. Well, one of the most unique things about our water is that it flows to the surface, is never pumped, so it's never touched by anything rather until it gets into a bottle. We're taking a natural resource out of the ground. We're bottling it, and it's the most efficient use of water that there could be because it's for human consumption. It's not for industrial use. We're not polluting it. It goes back into the ecostructure naturally, and it's a revolving circle. If you look at it, 1 million years ago, there's no more water on the earth then than there is today. It's a revolving circle, and it's what you do with the water while you're using it that's important.
One of the great things about Mountain Valley water is from rainfall through the aquifers captured in granite. Our geologists tell us it's been there for 3,500 years. It's got high mineral content, so the taste, the quality, the purity of the Mountain Valley water. It's also naturally high pH, so great for the body. As most doctors, something that's high in pH, really good for you. So you combine that quality, that purity of the water, and really what you have is a great tasting product that people want. I mean, I think over the years this water's been in the White House. Elvis Presley drank this water, Frank Sinatra drank this water. Secretariat, even Secretariat, one of the greatest horses of all time, drank Mountain Valley right out of the trough. One of the things that, the story about Elvis is to this day, you can go to Graceland and you can see the last Mountain Valley water that was delivered to his house. He loved Mountain Valley, felt it enhanced his performance. Whether that's true or not, certainly we don't know for sure, but he loved the Mountain Valley.
You can visit the source of the spring and take a closer look at the history of Mountain Valley spring water by visiting their visitor center in Hot Springs. Just outside of Mayflower in central Arkansas and tucked in just north of a southern bend in the Arkansas River sits a unique operation called Clark's Pecan Grove. Let's take a look.
We are in the Clark's Pecan Grove in Mayflower, Arkansas. Well, we have 144 of the bigger trees that are 40, 50 years old. Then we have 60 trees that are 8 to 10 years old that are the Pawnees. Then we have about 30 trees that are about 2 to 3 years old. The latter part of October up until probably the middle part of December is when we can really look at having and harvesting our pecans from these pecan trees.
The biggest part of these trees are between 40 and 50 years old. I'm not sure exactly how old they are. This orchard was a part of this piece of property that we purchased, and I was interested in it for growing forage for cattle. And the pecan orchard just came along incidentally with it, and it was way too much to ignore, and it wasn't something I was particularly interested in. So I talked to Leanna and said, "You take care of the pecans." And so she did, and I mean, she went after it with gusto.
When we purchased this acreage back in 2001, the people that used to own the orchard, how they harvested these trees were the public. They had about 20 people that would come out and with their family members, and they would harvest. They had a little tree shaker, and they would shake the trees, and they'd pick up the pecans on the halves. So we wanted to keep that, and that's how we got started. So every pecan season, either the last week in October or the first weekend in November, we open it to the public, and they know I don't even have to call people anymore. When we first started this 14 years ago, I did have to call them. I'd say, "I need some help. Are you ready to pick pecans?" Now I don't call anybody. They're calling us to see when we're going to open it up to the public.
The number one thing I tell people when they come out here, regardless if you pick 2 pounds or 100 pounds, is have fun. Enjoy the scenery. And most people when they come out here, they do. They bring a lunch, and they'll stay from 9 until 3, and they really get into it. But one of the things we do when they first come in is we'll get a bucket, we'll get a pecan picker-upper, and we'll get a good pecan and a bad pecan and show them. Therefore, they don't spend 6 hours out there picking up bad pecans.
A good pecan is kind of light brown, kind of looks like a leaf. But a bad pecan is really the shell, the outer husk is still on it, and it's black. It's just not good.
They do not have to pay at all. It's picking on the halves is what they call it. Let's say you pick 10 pounds of pecans, you're going to get 5 pounds of pecans free. We're going to get the other 5. It has really worked good in the last few years, ever since we've been out here. People have enjoyed it. You're kind of, I guess, giving back to the community, but really letting people come out here and experience something they can't experience or they didn't ever have experienced. And that's being on a farm, you know, being around agriculture in general.
It's a win-win situation. They come, we provide the buckets and the pecan picker-uppers. They come and they pick up the pecans. If somebody, say if you pick up 10 pounds, you're going to get 5 pounds free. And then of course if they want the other 5 pounds, yes, they can buy that, but they'll get 5 pounds automatically free. And we always give a little extra too.
Truly the definition of sharing the bounty. Joining us now is Dr. Jeff Allender, Assistant Professor and Chair of the Geography Department at the University of Central Arkansas, and Richard Wegner, owner of Wegner Quartz and Crystal Mines in Mount Ida. Dr. Allender, let's start with you. I'm sure that many of the viewers like myself are surprised to learn that the Ouachitas are so ancient.
Ouachitas are one of the older mountain ranges in North America. And remember, we're not even looking at the mountains. We're looking at the bottom 5%, the ancient stump of what used to be perhaps something as big as the Rockies. Very hard rocks, metamorphics. They don't break down particularly easily. They produce beautiful crystals and diamonds and a number of things that we like, but overall not the best for agricultural soil. They also run very much east and west, which makes them quite unique. Most mountain ranges, the vast majority in North America, are north and south. If you look at the North American continent, it tended to bounce back and forth east and west and slammed into Africa, formed the Appalachians, were slamming into the Pacific, forms the Rockies. But even before that, those existed. Two land masses came together, north and south, and formed the Ouachitas.
So that was going to be my question. What happened millions of years ago to create this range?
This was literally a proto-North America. It was two smaller land masses long ago, long before the dinosaurs even, slammed together north and south and formed this mountain range.
Okay. We've talked about the different physiographic regions of the state, and so this area, unlike the West Gulf coastal plain region just to the south, that was actually formed by the sea, gouging out those areas. But many of the challenges faced by farmers in both those areas are very similar.
Yes, we're getting towards the western part of the state, and rainfall tends to slow up or drop off as you go west, especially the Ouachitas. Because they're east-west orientation, they have south-facing slopes. And Arkansas in August, September, hot sun, no rain for a month or two. The south slopes tend to dry out quite a bit. The north slopes have a little more moisture, but then they don't get as much direct sunlight. All in all, there are some areas, some river valleys, and even a few prairies in the Gulf coastal plain that have very good soils, but all in all, it's not the best agricultural potential in Arkansas.
Okay. We've all heard the saying, and we've used it on this program before, that you could build a giant fence around Arkansas and it could survive because of the great diversity of our resources and the resourcefulness of our farmers. And we just talked about in this single geographic region, production of vegetables, cattle, sheep, swine, poultry, bees, and horses. Now, Richard, you came out here with the intent of starting a cow-calf operation, but that grew. So tell us a little bit about how your operation evolved.
Yes, I came in with an open mind to Arkansas. The Washita Mountains were so beautiful, and Lake Washita was nearby, and I just thought it was a great place. So I was very open to all the resources and all the possibilities in the area, in the Mount Ida area. And so I acquired a couple hundred acres of land and started exploring it while I was building a house, and realized that there were all kinds of resources. There was spring water, artesian water flowing out of the ground, there was timber on my land, and I started finding crystals exposed on the surface up on the mountainside, and I thought, wow, this is really amazing. I had no idea. And it turns out that quartz crystals are popular all over the world. We've developed a really fun business and a worldwide business, and we take it very seriously. Quartz crystals are our natural state mineral. It's a state mineral, and they're associated with beauty, and we approach the mining from an environmental point of view. We go in and mine, and we work diligently at not polluting the water. No runoff goes into the streams. We work diligently at reclaiming the mines so that when we're done with a spot, it's completely restored, replanted in trees and vegetation. And that feels really good to me, that's part of our business model. I brought some samples of some crystals from the mines in the Mount Ida area, and you'll see they have different looks.
Now these are all quartz.
These are all quartz crystals. Right, but they have different inclusions and shapes. This is a fine piece in this aspect that the crystals are very small, thin, and quite lustrous. This piece next to it is from a different mountain, and this mountain was exposed to radiation. So the piece is smoky quartz, naturally smoky, and it's quite rare. And the piece here comes from a mine that produces mostly single crystals, since there was so much tectonic movement. These are 300 million years old. And there was so much tectonic movement that the crystals were shaken loose at some of the mines. So sometimes there's clusters, sometimes there's single crystals. This particular mine we're operating now produces crystals with a manganese inclusion, and we call it our phantom mine. If you look inside the crystals, you see the shape of a smaller crystal in the image of the mineral manganese. And this last piece here is from a mine that we've reclaimed, and is the well-known clear quartz crystals, and is a great example of what Arkansas is known for worldwide.
Now there's a growing interest in this type in crystals, and you attract visitors from all over the world.
Yes, we're fortunate. We've been in business for 35 years, and we've got our name out there, and we really are blessed to have many, many customers come. We are actually into a second generation of customers now, and it's fun. They can come and find crystals easily. It's a great experience. People have wonderful memories to take home, and we're very fortunate.
Okay. Dr. Allender, why would we find concentrations of crystals in say, around Mount Ida, but then we also find the diamonds down in southern Arkansas? Why the concentrations in those areas?
Again, it has to do with, as he mentioned, the tectonic forces. These are the result of metamorphics. When two huge land masses crush together, if it gets too hot, everything melts and becomes a granite, an igneous rock. But if it gets almost hot enough to melt, then you have diamonds, you form crystals. Many of the gems, rubies and such that we like come from these metamorphic rocks. So while metamorphic rocks generally don't break down to make the best soils, they usually produce the best gems and crystals of various types.
We've got about a minute left. I want to talk briefly about another physiographic area up in northeast Arkansas on Crowley's Ridge. And you've got this flat sandy land from the Boot Heel of Missouri even into eastern Greene County, and then suddenly there's the ridge. Do we have the same origins as the Ouachitas for the ridge?
No, very, very different, much younger. It was that whole delta region was really more rolling hills until the last ice age. Before the last ice age, the Mississippi River and the Ohio River did not come together until almost to the Gulf of Mexico. So what you had for much of history, the last couple 100,000 years, was the Mississippi flowing between the Ozarks and the west side of Crowley's Ridge. Then on the east side of Crowley's Ridge, heading towards the state of Mississippi, was the Ohio River. The Mississippi only captured the Ohio towards the end of the last ice age. So what you had were two big rivers eroding valleys with a small kind of soft rock ridge in between, and over thousands of years it got thinner and thinner and thinner, but then the Mississippi captured the Ohio, so it only flows on the east side of Crowley's Ridge now.
What an interesting state we live in. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Tony.
We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you watching, and we hope to see you next time on Agri Arkansas.
Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.